The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Hey, what is up, YouTube fam? It's Dupree, aka Darth Hater, here with some brand new fresh Star Wars news for you. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and also check out my last video because it greatly helps out the channel. So let's get into it. So, prolific Star Wars novel author Timothy Zahn spoke for the first time about Thrawn's upcoming debut appearance in live action. In 1991, Timothy Zahn and Lucasfilm released the first novel in the Thrawn Trilogy, Heir to the Empire, and dealt with the heroes of the New Republic era going up against the fearsome Imperial remnant. Sound familiar? In these books, what was left of the Empire was spearheaded by the cold, calculating Chiss strategist known as Grand Admiral Thrawn. Thrawn would later become a figure heavily into the canon series Star Wars Rebels, and will also play a key role in the forthcoming Ahsoka. Speaking to Clone Web, Grand Admiral Thrawn creator Timothy Zahn discussed the news that his famous Star Wars character would make the jump into live action in Ahsoka on Disney+. Zahn noted that he'd be a little afraid of Thrawn not being written correctly if the series producers Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau were not involved. He went on to say, "The danger is that the screenwriters write it badly. He is a tactician, always ahead of his enemies. Dave Filoni showed in Rebels that he understood the character, so I think everything will be fine as long as Filoni and Jon Favreau remain at the helm." Also, during this year's Star Wars celebration, Zahn revealed that he's offered to help out Filoni and Favreau in bringing the character to life, remarking that he has indeed met with Filoni regarding the direction of which the producer intends to move Thrawn. He also said, "I am of course available to help them if needed. We only talked briefly about all of this, but Dave promises to meet the writers and discuss with them in the near future." Zahn also recalled when he was told that Thrawn would be appearing in animation in Star Wars Rebels and how that was an exciting experience for him. He said, "Thrawn's return was very exciting. Lucasfilm called me to show me concept designs for Rebels. At the same time, we were discussing future novels about the character. It was about 8 months before the announcement of Grand Admiral Thrawn's return at Star Wars Celebration London 2016. He also stated that Rebels did his character justice, clarifying that Thrawn, who appeared in the books, is essentially the same man who was portrayed in the show, just in a different type of setting. He said, "There's not much difference between the original Thrawn and the Thrawn of this new timeline. It's the same character in a different geopolitical conditions, surrounding by the different characters, but he hasn't changed." Furthermore, Zahn spoke on 3 in-canon novels, Thrawn, Thrawn Allegiances, and Thrawn Treason, that he wrote for Lucasfilm that featured the Grand Admiral as their primary character, commenting that the publisher wanted the story to be very connected to Star Wars Rebels. He said, "Lucasfilm wanted these new books to be connected to Rebels, so I tried to make as many connections as possible. They gave me the scripts for the episodes in advance so that I was aware of the plot. For example, in the series, Governor Price fights against Sabine Wren. In the book, I expanded on the Imperial's interest in combat. The goal is for everything to fit together. The second book takes place during Season 2 and Season 3, and the third takes place during a period of the series where he is off camera in Season 4. Finally, looking ahead, Timothy Zahn explained that he's eager to take on more Star Wars writing work, perhaps during stories set between Star Wars Rebels and Ahsoka. As Zahn put it, "I would like to write more novels, and we pitch ideas to Lucasfilm. As for Thrawn, there's a 9-year gap between the end of Rebels and the character's reappearances in Ahsoka, which roughly matches the time period of the original trilogy. There are things to do during this time. I'll keep you up to date." What will Thrawn's role be in Ahsoka? It's clear that Zahn is extremely passionate about Thrawn, how he's used, but what exactly will the character's role be going forward? Well, for starters, fans will likely know by now that Lars Mikkelsen, the actor who voiced Thrawn in Star Wars Rebels, will reprise the role in live action. An exciting prospect to be sure, as Mikkelsen brought a distinctive icy vibe to the character. Audiences will also be aware that Ahsoka Tano has been searching for Thrawn's whereabouts, perhaps to acquire clues as to the location of Ezra Bridger as well. This is something that will likely play a big role in Ahsoka. Beyond the Ahsoka series, with Dave Filoni confirming to be directing a New Republic-era Mandoverse crossover movie, logic suggests that Lucasfilm is positioning Michael Thrawn to be the big bad of that outing. This is all very interesting about what Timothy Zahn had to say about his character. I met him during Star Wars Celebration in Chicago in 2019, and he said the same thing almost exactly about his return in Star Wars Rebels at that time in live action, which was basically, now when you look at it, testing the waters of Lucasfilm. Thrawn's whole appearance in that show was so well received, even with the new books coming out, that I think the only thing fans were worried about with Lucasfilm going forward was whether that Lars Mikkelsen was going to be portraying the character in live action, because we've seen this before with a lot of the live action characters. The only one that made the transition from animation to live action seemingly was Katie Stackhoff's Bo-Katan Kryze, and now Lars Mikkelsen's Thrawn. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table with this. I think Lucasfilm is setting up Thrawn to be the new big bad of the series. And then if you guys remember my last video, he already has 2 Dark Jedi, which is basically the Cyberelf character from Heir of the Empire, just rewritten in a different context. I'm glad Lucasfilm is cherry picking from the Legends content, not fully taking, the stories to heart, but just a little bit. Just cherry picking, like, here and there. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do going forward with Thrawn. Pretty much, I'm sure, like I said, that he's going to be the big bad in the next few movies, TV shows, so stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of more Thrawn news coming up. And those of you who have never read the Heir to the Empire books and or have seen Star Wars Rebels are going to learn who Thrawn is very, very soon. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought about this and interview from Timothy Zahn. And also, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications for all my latest videos. That would be great. Anyway, guys, take care. See you in the next one. May the Force be with you. Bye.